Welcome to the end of week 2. This video is a fairly short one. There's been a lot done on site, but not really a great deal to show you. Basically just dropping the chimney breasts. It takes a while. There is so many bricks in there, and it's, as you can see, it's not exactly the cleanest job. So turn the camera around, show you what we've done, and explain what the next few steps are. So in this week's update, we've been doing the floor. Been on this all week, just trying to get flat level. All the bricks from the chimneys, as I said in the previous video, has gone down. Basically sub layer. Then we went over MOT, and then we're doing the sharp sand at the moment now. I've forgot to take some videos, but there's a little area I can kind of show you that we're not quite finished yet. And we've just brought in for the new, sorry, it's 7:45, I'm a little tired. The new water, the MDP pipe. So that's been trenched on the outside. I can show you outside quickly. The grounds workers have finished doing the trenches. So I'll fit the pipe on the inside, and I can just turn around now and show you quickly there. So this MOT, level the flattened out first. I've not leveled this section yet. There's the new pipe coming in. That just elbows out underneath the foundations. And we're done, so we can level this out. And this is what it looks like when it's been compacted with the sharp sand over the top. We did run out, so I need to get a few smaller bags. We've been using the big trade bulk bags out there. That's MOT, that we run out of sharp sand. So just this section here needs finishing off, and the bit I just shown you in there. Now here's the trenches. I just need a little tidy up, but there we go. So that's the other end of that pipe. There's an elbow that'll go on there, bring it round and lay it out to the front of the property. That's in at 750, and then there's a smaller little section dug here where the external gas meters are going, and that needs a hockey stick coming in. And I think gas is 450, so we can lay that not quite on top, but just to the side of it. As long as it's labelled, it's fine. This week's update's been a little bit chop and changed. Last week there wasn't a great deal to show you, just basically the chimney rest coming down. Not exactly an exciting video, I did mention in that clip, so I'm going to kind of patch last week and this week together. So we've had to get all the bricks in the chimney rest, fill the floor in as we said, grade it, sand, we put down radon barrier, insulation and DPC on top of that. Now there's the timber on the outside. Now the contractor that was supposed to do in the concrete pour for us last week, unfortunately that was down, so we've had to arrange one for this week. So it's not been ideal because the idea was to do it on Friday, gives you the weekend to dry, and then the brickies can come in and start putting anchor props on to replace all the lintels. Not going to happen. It's going to put us back a couple of days, 2, maybe 3 days. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not ideal, but when you plan things out, you want them to run as they should do, but that's how this game works. So we're now doing the pour on Monday, which is today's Monday morning. I've just been in, cleaned everything, make sure it's all spotless. I'm going to get ready for the pour. I'm going to be cleaning out the front because they're going to be bringing it in wheelbarrows rather than using a pump. It was a bit cheaper, but because it's not a massive area, barrows are fine. So I'm going to clean out the front, get that ready for them. They're turning up 9 o'clock in about an hour. And then, yeah, I'm going to piece this video together. So you're going to see the previous week and the one before that all together in this. So if it doesn't kind of run from start to finish, that's why. This week, the concrete floor's been laid. Now, it was done on Monday. It was supposed to be done last Friday. Done this Monday, which meant Tuesday no one could be here. Slight delay, as I described in the last video. No real issues, 1 day lost on site, which I spent doing admin, so it kind of worked out for me. I managed to get Catchman's paperwork, and I went and had a look at another project just around the corner. They wanted too much for it, couldn't really negotiate on the price, so bit of a waste of time, but you got to go out there searching for them. So I've got the feelers out for something else. If you know anything around the Failsworth area that needs a lot of work to it and looking for a quick sale, get in touch. I'm happy to have a discussion. So we need something lined up for after this one. But back to this one. Yeah, the concrete floor is down. The brickies have started putting in the lintels, so I can turn you around and show you some of them downstairs. Pretty much downstairs is done apart from one of the steel beams going in, which needs to be done from the outside once the scaffold's up. Scaffold's going up next Monday. And then they're starting on the upstairs, so they're not really far off on the brickwork. Scaffold on Monday, and midpoint next week, the pointer's starting. So we're hoping kind of by the end of next week, all the brickwork should be done, including the pointing on the exterior. Means we can really start on the roof and the interior works then. So I'll turn you around and show you some of the lintels that's been done. Downstairs and the outside, had an angle iron put there, catching the outside skin. This timber one's fine, there's nothing wrong with that can carry on the inside. That one's been replaced. Now if you can see just there, the DPC sticking out. That forms the cavity tray, so if there's any condensation that builds inside the cavity, it runs down onto that plastic and out through wheat vents. Got to be hard, otherwise the cavity, so the condensation will just land on the plasterboard on the inside. That's why you end up with wet patches around here when they've not been done properly, so that prevents that. Same on this side here. You can see the plastic just needs cutting back on the inside, it's no issue there. So trim that off and you're done. The bottom of that needs securing still. That's the new MDP water main. So you've got the stop tap there, and then the drain. Pipe's got to have a collar around it, and then it's insulated underneath there because we're within a distance from the wall. It stops the pipe from freezing. That's been put in, I'll show you the outside of that in a second. And there's the RSJ that's been placed in. Now there is another one to go on the outside skin here, but that's been done from the outside when this roof comes off, just easier for access. If it turns out, because it's such a small amount of weight that's actually on this, it just needed engineering bricks rather than pad stones. But if you can actually look through there, you can see the neighbours have done theirs. That must be an issue with quite a few of the properties around here if other people are having to do this work as well. But the best bit about this is because that timber was bowed, it started to rot and sag, it's actually straightened up all the joists upstairs, so the floor's level up there. Now, I think I mentioned in the video, this is the section I need to be working on, same on that side. But that's a job for me to do on Tuesday, I won't be here Monday. I've got an appointment I need to go to. So, but timbers are here ready to go. You use a span table, and it's recommended that it's got to be this size, and the strength grades on the timber. I'll show you. So, denoted by a C24. So you've got standard timber, C24, 16s and C24s. There are a few other classifications, but you only really see these two. That's what's been recommended for them. Decent size, but here's what it is. So that'll fix these two patches here. That's going to be my job from Tuesday onwards, patching this floor up, getting it ready. I want to get this stud wall back in, because these ceiling rafters, ceiling joists actually, will be sat on the wall plate and on this. So I need to replace these because they're all burnt out. The insulation's up there ready. So my plan is to put a stud wall up, place a few of them rafters, ceiling joists, move the insulation over there, and then I can replace the rest of them. I can't cut these out entirely because the spread of the roof, it forms a triangle, and if you cut that bottom brace off, the roof can begin to like spread out. So I can only do a few at a time to make sure the roof stays structurally sound. The brick is going to be patching in these sections here. Now, we have noted, because this is going to be a bathroom turned into a bedroom, we've got to comply with building regulations that the fire escape from this section of the window here, imagine if this was an opener, it has to be 1.1 from the floor. Currently it's not, so I need to take about 3/4 of brick off. Whilst the brick is here anyway, I'm just going to get him to do the other two bedrooms as well. So though I don't need to, everything complies with fire regulations. Because this is the new one that has to be done, but these I'm just doing out of choice, just for the sake of it. Yeah, so these are the lintels that's here. Crack on with this brickwork here. So hopefully by the end of next week, the brickwork will be finished. And I'll be cracking on getting the timber done. Unfortunately, the ground around here is very high with clay, so this is just welled up, but believe me, down there, as you can see at this section here, there's a ducting for the new MDP pipe that's been dug out. It's waiting for the inspector to come in and sign that off. But you can see brickwork's been patched in, and that's where the new lintels are. That just clean off, it's just a bit of the cement, so the mortar drying. I'll just show you around the back here where the door's been bricked up. That's the new lintel's in there, but the bricks above need to be taken out and relaid. It's just a case of getting the lintel in so we can build up without having to have props in. That's where the old door was. That's gone, you can see that's been cut out ready to go. Be turning to the door there, that's all pipe's going, that's for the old bathroom. We've patched up around here because the kitchen sink come out here, but we're sending a new pipe in somewhere. The kitchen sink's been relocated to just the other side of this wall. So from the inside now, there's the kitchen door that's been bricked up. Does add for the space, makes it a bit more useful. So we can have a full length of worktop here with a fridge just behind her. Now, Here's the concrete floor that's been laid. We're alright to walk on it now. I've been since Wednesday, we've been back in here. As I said before, we went here on Tuesday just to allow it to dry. Just purely because we had the night crows that were going on it. So it had to be somewhat set for us. But now that the concrete floor's in, I can actually get the rest of this plaster off. I couldn't do it before because the timber was rotted. And you just saw there's a massive hole in the floor here. I wasn't comfortable getting step ladders in. So it was just a case of pull the concrete, and a nice safe platform to work off. Good to have all the rest of this off, ready for plastering. Just like it like this, room back to brick. You know exactly where you stand there. There's no point trying to patch in and skim this over. You're wasting your time. So this week we had to cope with the weather. It's not been the best to work in, but we've done what we can. Luckily I've had a bit of inside work, but the brickies have really struggled. They just can't work in the weather. Obviously wet mortar doesn't go with water. So they've done what they can. I'll turn you around and show you the steels. We've managed to get the second one in. I think last week we had just the one on the internal skin. Externals aren't ready. They've been working on all the ones around the top. So I'll take it there in a second on the scaffold, show you there. Where they've got everything ready for all the lintels to go in and then close up to where the roof is. Yeah, we've had to move some of the slates back just so they can get access, but I'll take it there now and show you. We're okay on the internals there because the roof covers it, but an external here because of the 200mm bed that was required, it's going to come behind the window. So rather than just put the roof line in how it was, let's square this section off so that'll be covered in insulation. Otherwise you have thermal bridging where the cold will just be taken in through the steel and inside the house, which isn't allowed. So yeah, if we just extend this out, put the roof line here, it's not a major issue. But here's the front. I'll step out on the street so you can see a good view of the front of the house at the moment. But yeah, we're trying the best we can with the weather. We're not going to put these copings back in because the windows will have a normal sill, so rather than trying to replace them, it just end with bricks and then a window sill will come over the top. It's a bit nicer. At the end of the day, you don't want flat mortar because what happens is any slight crack here, if the window sat here, the rain just gets in, and that's what's happened on these. It's not good. Yeah, we'll just remove them. I'll take it upstairs and show you them. So everything's propped ready to go. You see the two lintels at the back. I'll take you around there and show you them. We've either removed the bottom row or slid it back just so I can get the fascias off, which gives them access to the brickwork. So they can patch in this detail here, come across, everything's fine. Because all these bricks were missing, there wasn't actually a lintel there when we bought the property. We tried saving the bricks off the chimney breast so they match in. Whether we're going to have enough, I'm not too sure. We'll be saving some from around the back and bringing to the front. So at least the front elevation will look all matching. See all the spare ones here. And this down the side. We'll be able to push these one back a little bit just to get the fascias clear. But we also need them back for the pointing. So we're doing all the pointing first and the fascia sits over. And this one lintel's ready to go. This is the rear. It looks far worse than it is. The neighbours are quite shocked. But, yeah, so hopefully we get some decent weather because today has just been horrendous. Yeah, we cleared all the roof off. There's about half a skip's worth of just ivy on that alone. Today being Thursday, I got these joists out ready to go. I know I keep pointing these out in the videos, but I'm having to do a little bit, making sure the brickies are ready to go. Last thing I want is for them to be held up and paying them by day rate because they couldn't really quote on the works. And as you can see, this joist is out. So once they're in, I can start patching the floor, which we've been basically putting boards over things just so no one falls through the floor. Yeah, it'd be nice to have that secure so everyone can work safely up there. And it's Friday today. We've got the joists in and you put noggins in. It stops the deflection on the floor so the joist can't bounce as much. Makes it far sturdier. So done on this side. Same through here, all the noggins in and that joist in there. Just trying to see this string line just there. Helps keep them straight. It goes from external wall to internal wall there. Bricky's got the external skin up nearly. I think it's 4 courses off. Again, they've just been struggling with the weather. So doing the best they can. Bricky's got the external skin up nearly. I think it's 4 courses off. Again, they've just been struggling with the weather. So doing the best they can. So there we are, getting the roof on now. This literally started this morning. Fully stripped off. nearly all battened. There's about 7 of them. I say this one per job. Move in and crack on. And here's the final product. I've done a really good job. I had this done in 2 days. Which is slightly awkward because next door is just at their scaffold up to do theirs. We did put a price in through in both, but next door's brother-in-law is a roofer, so he's doing theirs. That's what we've had lads do ours. So there'll be a slight little detail at the top there that'll change. That is just temporary.
Here's what I found.
So, because of the building's now been pointed, whilst they're doing it, we had to take a break, but they'd done something, it was chucking it down. So there's out on the downspouts. You didn't want to fit the downspouts because they haven't been pointed, but because it's not been pointed, we couldn't fit the downspouts, which means we've had to put these on. They're just scrap bits of tube. Basically, instead of the water coming through the gully and just pouring all over the wall and washing the new pointing away, they just chuck it onto the flat roof over there. There's another one there, it just moves it away from the building and just gives them more time to set. I'll just quickly show you around the front now. I'm just finishing off the front. Because I had to rebuild this, I had to take the little lean-to roof off, as you can see next door's there. So our steel's been in, this has been re-bricked, pointed, so I'm just reinstating it. But because of the steels, I think I said in the previous video I had a further bearing, whereas the timber just ended here on the old timbers. The structural engineer specified this had to go a bit further, so I can't have the steels passing outside, so I've had to bring the canopy further over, which isn't a problem because I'm going to rebuild it anyway. But just started on that now. Here we go, cheeky little roof thrown. So it matches through to next door, so the front will look continuous. I'll have to regrind this bed out and see where the lead goes actually inside the brickwork. So there's grind across there, that forms any water coming on there over on the lead and then off the roof. Now, because I have to put PVC cladding on here, rather than just having that piece of timber which is effectively that one across here, and it's being an open gap, it's just easy to clad over the whole thing. That way, when they're doing the cladding, they can staple wherever they want and they've got a decent fixing. So there's a little bit to finish off from underneath, but for now the scaffolding's coming down tomorrow, so I just had to get this top bit done. The roof is going to do that for ladder, it's only quite a simple one. But this has been a nightmare going up and down the ladders. So got this on, more scaffolds here. When the scaffold's down I can get underneath here and finish this, only a little bit of boxing. And that's it. So today's quite an exciting day, we're finally getting the windows in. It means this property now is watertight, we've got the roof on. I got the little pitched roof on before downstairs. There's a few little bits to finish off, but it's basically watertight. Now the windows in, so we start really on the inside. We do have delivery of plasterboard coming today, which means the insides can really crack on. Next week we've got the damp proofers starting downstairs, putting damp course in. As a tanking system, not a damp course. And then they're going to be starting upstairs and working their way down, which allows our joiners to start, because they can work weekends. They're helping us out on this one, we're a bit busy, but if I can get things ready for them, they'll be working weekends just to get the door frames and second fixing. So plaster doing all upstairs, not you board everything, then you skim everything. But they're going to board and skim upstairs and then board and skim downstairs, which allows our joiners to start upstairs whilst they're crowing on downstairs. A little bit of a juggle, but it is making sure everyone works and they're all happy. So I'm going to turn around, show you the first window that I've just put in. It's not been filmed nor fixed in place yet, but I just want to give you a little sneak peek. And then I'll give you a tour around once we've finished all of them, the rest of them. There we go, there's the beauty. So this is the bathroom one. You can see we've got the vent filled out there. So these will be satin glass. Rather than using frosted, we prefer satin, it looks a bit more modern. I'll show you that downstairs when I bring them up. So things really have come along. Starting to get everything boarded upstairs. One board short yesterday, been collected this morning. So I need a bit of a clean out yet. But I don't really want to be getting the plasterers away. Starting to actually look like a house now. And here's the final update for the Farm Street project. Now, I know I've not kept up with the videos, a lot's been going on, all good stuff, other projects I've got going on that's just kept me so busy. Luckily I don't do this as part of the business, it's more just a bit of fun for myself, but you know, upload the videos, see where we've been up to. So the videos do go from, I think it's pre-plaster, I think we just started plasterboard and everything to finished. I've got a few little clips and videos here and there that I've managed to take, but I've got a project in Winsford. It's just keeping me busy. So I've got that going on, and one in Rochdale at the moment we just started. So yeah, I've not had a great deal of time to play on the videos, but I'll piece together what pictures and videos I've got, and we can wrap this one up. So I'm gonna turn you around and show you the finished project. So this is the front door where you come in. We had the bay window here. If you remember, these timber lintels we had here had rotted, so they had to be replaced with steels. New bay window in here. We had to put a new pitched roof on there because the lead had gone, it was all rotted. You did have the chimney breast here, which it just opens this space up so much. Imagine that much floor space just taken away for no reason. And these two little alcoves, yeah, miles better. Same with the back room here. Just opens the space up massively. So we've got the finished kitchen through here now. Radiator on this side, you've got space for a fridge there and the washing machine underneath there. You've got your new, it didn't have a boiler at all, so I'm going to say new boiler. I'm just updating the, it's a top up key, so I'm just putting that in at the moment. So that boxing in just needs to be pushed back. Yeah, it didn't have a boiler to start with, didn't even have a gas supply, so now I've got gas central heating. There's a stairwell. I love these glass banisters. They let so much light through. Let's move around the other side so you can see it a bit better. Looks so much better than just having loads of spindles blocking light. That sticker's on there because I've got the building control coming round, and that's just the technical spec of the glass. You just need to take a quick picture of that to make sure that the glass is fine before he signs it off. So this was the bathroom. The wall was a lot further back and this one was over, so it's a tiny little bathroom. So you turn that into the bedroom. You've got, this will be the master, the largest one of the three. And there's the top of the new glass fibre roof. The old asphalt one had gone. Love these outdoors from Howden's. So much better than just painted ones. I said asphalt before, not bitumen. And here's the bathroom. There's tiles and fittings and everything are from Clifton's. You can see here we had the lid replaced. That's the new NDPE pipe that runs right in underneath the front door. This is the new tarmac drive. Now, you got to have the drive complete before the council come out and lower the curb. So I've just sent the emails over to them. So that normally takes about 3 to 4 weeks. So this is where the drive will be. It is. The cars will park. There's the meter for the gas supply. Love these tiles. There is the artificial grass coming down here now. Unfortunately, the width of it is just over 8 metres and the width of the roll is 4. So they're going to give it a try, see if it fit, but it didn't. So what they have to do is, rather than just cutting a little piece, they cut like a 200mm strip out of this. So it's a decent piece, not like a tiny little slither fitted in, and then there's the replacement. So that just needs to go down. So here we are. You can actually see the back of the building now. This is all covered in ivy. And then if I step back, you can see where the chimney stacker's gone. So yeah, finally finished.